But remember, this pin was disengaged, so I have to re-engage the pin. And what will happen is
we
this
learned the
hatch
hard way.
will fly open, okay? Approaching the trailer. Keep this space open. The straighter you can get it, the better. Or remove anything that could possibly fly away. And if you think it won't, just remove it because it probably will.
This video is brought to you by Lippert. Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Gale Force Twins episode. Today we are going to be teaching you guys how to get your boat back on your trailer, ready for the road, and we're going to talk a little bit about some boat ramp etiquette. You guys recently saw us teach you how to splash your boat or get your boat off the trailer.
So back your truck
down the ramp.
Get your boat in the water.
Exactly. So we just taught you that, and now today we're going to basically do the opposite. You went out fishing, now it's time to get the boat back on the trailer.
Right. So we're in the water right now, and
Exactly.
My name is Emily.
My name's Amanda.
And welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins.
The first thing you're gonna do, so we just finished fishing, we had a great day, or maybe we went for a cruise, sandbar, whatever it is, it's time to pull the boat out of the water. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come to the dock, the ramp, and either drop off your driver to go get the car and back the trailer down the ramp, or dock your boat and you're physically gonna go and get your truck if you're alone. So what I wanna note here is where you're docking your boat is really important for etiquette. So we're just gonna, Emily, if you can turn around and just show them where we're docked in relation to the ramp. Now today we only have one dock line, so we're making it work totally fine. So what we did is we're docked on the side of the ramp. So we're not docked inside the ramp.
Yes,
so
I see a lot of people.
A lot of people will come and they will dock their boat inside the ramp. And then nobody else can back their trailers down, nobody else can get their boats going, and it just holds everything up.
So we're to the side, not stopping anyone. So let's say it was a busy Saturday and someone was backing their trailer down the ramp right now, and another person had space, they could bring their boat in and perfectly use this ramp without us getting in the way.
Exactly. So if I were alone, I didn't have anybody with me, I could dock my boat here, leave it alone, and go get my car and the trailer without interrupting ramp traffic. Or even better, which is what we're gonna do because there's two of us, I'm gonna drop Emily off, she's gonna back the trailer down the ramp, I'm actually gonna leave the dock. I'm gonna do that on purpose to allow for dock space for the singletons, or the people that aren't twins, to come and dock their boat and get their
Right, so
cars.
Amanda,
there's no reason for me to sit here
You'll
and
be
stay.
driving the boat.
Yes, I will be driving the boat. So as soon as I drop Emily off, I'm actually gonna leave the dock and just let Emily focus on the trailer and leave this dock spot open and available for somebody that might not have a second person with them. So here we are. I am now basically putting around in the water near the ramp, and there's nobody here today, so I don't need to worry too much about being directly in front of the ramp. But if there were other people, I would not even want to be in front of the ramp. So I'm putting around, I'm having nice boat etiquette, leaving the ramp open and available for anybody that might need to use it. My sister is gonna be backing the trailer down for me while I wait for her, leaving the ramp open, staying out of the way. Now let's talk about actually getting your boat on the trailer. So once Emily does get that trailer down, she's gonna wave at me or I'm gonna see her. Now another thing you can do, which works really well, is grab your cell phone, put it on speaker. I'd put my phone at the helm. She'd keep her phone on her in the car, wherever she is. And she'd be like, hey, I'm here. I'd be like, perfect, I'm right here too. It's easier to talk instead of yelling through the wind and the noise, especially if you've got boats with really loud engines. Those speedboats tend to be very loud. We tend to get a lot of those in Florida. Best case scenario, I'm getting my boat on the trailer with minimal wind and current. Now, that almost never happens. There's always going to be wind and current. So what are we going to do? How are we going to pay attention to that? So I'm gonna stop, take a look around, see which way the wind is going, see which way the current's going. I'm sitting here, I've been in neutral for about 30 seconds. Wind's kind of pushing me backwards, current's kind of taking me to my right. So I'm just gonna keep that in mind when I'm approaching my trailer. Now this is no different than approaching a dock. You only wanna go as fast as you wanna hit the dock, but you need to go as fast as you can to maintain control of your boat. It's a very fine line between the two and it is not always easy. Another quick tip I wanna give you, especially on single engine boats, is steer before you gear. We've mentioned that before in our docking videos, but if I need to go right or left, I'm gonna get a full turn and then gear. And what that's gonna do is that's gonna get the most power out of my props and my engines, and I'm gonna have a direct turn. I can make my hard right turn, my hard left turn onto my trailer, and I have a lot more control, because if I'm straight now and I needed to go right, if I go in gear and then go right, I'm not really going right, I'm going straight then right. So you wanna steer before you gear when you're approaching your dock or your trailer, just like I'm doing right now. And I think my last tip before I do actually get onto that trailer is, if you can, if possible, approach your trailer from the down current or downwind side. So what that means is I have the wind coming at me, and thankfully today the current's actually doing the same thing. So I have wind and current going in the same direction. So I'm going to go into the wind and into the current to approach my trailer. That is going to give me more control over the boat. If I were traveling downwind or down current, I will have less control. So best case scenario, I am traveling into the wind, into the current, when you have a choice and you have the option. Now, if you had a scenario where you had wind against current and you just took a minute and waited to see what happened, that would be a time where I would say, what is the greater force? So if I stopped my boat and the wind was traveling this way, but the current was going that way and my boat was going that way, that would tell me current's the greater force. So I'm gonna wanna travel up current. Now, if the wind was pushing me this way, current's going that way, but my boat's going this way, that's telling me wind is the stronger force. So I'm gonna wanna go upwind, not downwind, not down current. You wanna go upwind and up current to have more control over your boat approaching your trailer or the dock.
All right, guys, I just backed the truck down the ramp, and I would like to point out, the straighter you can get it for your boat driver, the better, or for yourself if you're alone. That will help you guys a ton. Basically, it's like docking into a slip, but instead of a slip, you're pulling onto your trailer. So if you want tips and tricks on how to back your boat down a ramp, don't forget, we will link that in the description box, but the straighter, the better. I am now coming in for my approach at the trailer. I'm gonna try to make this turn as wide as possible. And you'll notice I'm in and out of gear. I'm not just in gear the whole time. That would make me go way too fast. Once again, you only wanna approach your trailer as fast as you wanna hit the trailer at the same time. So making my turn wide, I'm just going straight first.
About to start turning to the right. We're gonna make that turn now. Here we go. And the goal is to approach your trailer as straight and dead on as possible. Now I know I also have the wind that's gonna push me to the right, so I need to factor that in. I know the wind is gonna straighten me out a little bit. Okay, approaching the trailer, straight onto the trailer, take it out of gear, just like that. Okay, so you might notice now we're in gear, we're staying in gear, and we're more than just in gear. So that is because I'm now on the trailer, I'm straight on the trailer, and I wanna stay on the trailer. I don't want my boat to drift off. So I went in gear, a little past gear, we're sitting here, hands aren't on the throttle, boat's not moving.
You guys can see that Amanda is in gear and basically just resting the boat where it is. Now Amanda, just take it out of gear, put it in neutral, and everybody watch. The boat's gonna float down, see that? A little bit. So now put it back in gear, give it a little more juice. See that? She just lifted it up a little further. So she's just literally resting in this position, getting the boat in a position for me to attach the winch strap. Here is the strap. This is the strap right here. And this here is the bow stop. This is the bow stop. And the strap goes under it, not over it. So under, kind of think of Finding Nemo.
Swim through it, not over it.
So under, not over. Little reminder for you guys there. So if I were to pull on this strap, nothing happens, it doesn't come out, and I need to get some more, obviously need to get more of it out to reach the boat, because look how far away the boat is. So there's this pin right here, which I'm going to disengage. You guys can see, so this is engaged, disengaged, and now if I pull on it, it'll come out. Friendly reminder, the ramps are extremely slippery. So if you guys have shoes with good grip, wear them. I had socks and gym shoes on, so I took them off, and I'll very carefully wade in the water to get closer to the boat. So like I said, if I just pull on this, it will come out towards me, but you do want to watch that handle right there. So anyone's saying they gotta be really careful. Through the trench, not over it. And then you're gonna go ahead and clip it down. Why don't you show them where you clipped it? All right, guys, it is clipped to the boat. Now I'm going to use the winch to get her up. But remember, this pin was disengaged, so I have to re-engage the pin. There we go. And lift the boat further onto the trailer.
Yes, while Emily's doing this, I haven't touched the throttle. I've kept it in gear, past gear, until she tells me to take it out of gear.
All right, you're good. Take it out of gear.
So once the strap has the boat pulled up and I'm no longer relying on the engine to keep me on the trailer, I can take it out of gear, put it in neutral. I just turned it off. The strap has us on the trailer. We don't have our safety chains on yet, but now I'm gonna trim my engine up pretty much halfway. I don't have to go all the way up at this point, but just trim it up a little bit. And then Emily's gonna do the chains and we're gonna pull ourselves away from the ramp and finish up.
We have our safety chain, which is also going to attach to the boat.
Through the trench.
Through the trench, not over the trench. All right, so that's nice and snug. It's not going anywhere. The boat is now good to get pulled out of the water. This is when we want to get out of the water, off the ramp, because we need the ramp to be available for other people. We do have more to do, but now that the strap is on, the safety chain's on, motor's off, motor trimmed up, Amanda's off the boat, or she could have stayed on until I drove away into a parking spot. I also want to note that everyone's trailer is going to be a little bit different, but it will be similar mechanism. So just keep that in mind if you go to look at yours and something looks a little different. That's pretty normal. The first thing I do when the truck gets pulled away from the ramp into the parking spot is I check to make sure the boat is on the trailer properly. Is it super centered? Is it off one side, off to another? Now, depending on your trailer, for some people, it could be really easy every time to get on and off. We have rollers on our trailer, so like you guys saw the way it rolls on, and we have sometimes gotten on it and everything, and then the boat's like tiny bit like this.
Yeah, and you can't really notice it until you're like on ground.
On the trailer.
It's on ground. So we normally come back here, we take a look, we make sure the boat is centered and secure.
Yes. And we have had to pull back in the water.
There have been times we've had to fix this. So yep, that is the first step that we do.
Now that we are parked in the parking spot, it's time to do everything else. So unload the rods, unload the gear. It's extremely imperative, guys, that you get everything off the boat. You don't want to be on the road and stuff start flying off the boat. That's so dangerous. You can hurt people that way. And the last thing you want is your quality gear also flying off the boat.
Just putting our gear away now, and something that we do to secure our hatches, I'm gonna show you really quickly. Everybody's hatches are different. Now ours don't have any kind of locking mechanism, and we've been on the road driving, and what will happen is this hatch will fly open.
Yeah, but thankfully, we were close to home, we just pulled over.
It wasn't a big deal.
It was right when we got the boat.
So yeah, it was in the beginning. Now what we do is we have these reusable zip ties. I mean, I don't know if they're reusable zip ties, but
they're reusable.
No, I mean, I don't know if that's what they're called. We call them reusable zip ties.
You get these at like Home Depot.
All right, and that's all we do. And that's how we secure our hatches. We're gonna remove our fishing gear, remove our coolers, remove our buckets, remove anything that could possibly fly away. And if you think it won't, just remove it because it probably will. And then secure our hatches, especially if your hatches don't lock. And now we are going to unplug the boat.
If you guys remember our how to back your boat down a ramp video, you'll remember that we keep a little toolbox in our truck with everything we need related to the boat. Like even the boat keys stay in here because we don't take this boat to the water.
It's our boat box.
Yes, everything. All right, so let's unplug the boat. Now this doesn't apply to us because our trim tabs don't really sit or touch the trailer. But if your trim tabs sit on the trailer, you are going to want to be very attentive to that before you pull the boat on the trailer, that the trim tabs are completely up and in basically the shut position because you don't want all that weight of the boat on your trim tab.
So now we are just unplugging the boat with our wrench. Every boat plug looks different. Everybody might need a different tool. And what this does is it allows any extra water to drain out.
Let the boat breathe.
Let the boat breathe. And also, now that your boat's on a trailer, if it were to rain, you don't need your bilge
full of water and your bilge pump running because then your batteries can die.
You don't need your bilge pump
running. So this allows for if it rains a bunch or anything like that, water can just flow through and you don't have to worry about getting on your boat, starting it, and it doesn't start.
Yes.
Now don't forget, you guys have to have tie-down straps, and the tie-down straps are on your transom to your trailer. One on port and one on starboard side.
Or you could do one across the whole thing.
You could do one across the whole thing. I've seen people do that. I like to do one on each. I feel like it's more secure and you can get it a lot tighter that way. It's really important that you have the right tie-down straps for the right load of your boat. So you gotta make sure when you buy your tie-down straps that the working load is something more than your boat. So the working load needs to be greater than the weight of your boat.
Exactly. So today we are
upgrading. We got an upgrade today. Today we're using Curt tie-down straps made by Lippert, and these are 1,100 pounds working load. So these are gonna be, these are more than enough, perfect for our boat.
So let's get these straps on the boat. Now we have our straps one side on the boat. We come down here, the other, there is a little hook on the trailer, and we are gonna tighten these straps down.
Now the location of where your hook is on your trailer or your boat is going to vary from boat to boat and trailer to trailer, but it will be similar.
And we do this on both sides.
Yep.
And once, there we go, that's really nice and tight. So now we need to tie up all of this extra strap.
So what do we do?
We do the doggy ear trick.
All right.
I don't know why we call it that. So what do? We
take about a foot.
Yep.
And fold it over on itself. And we will continue to fold it over.
Yep.
All the way until we get back to the boat.
So just keep on folding. There we go, that's a good way to show it.
Now, I'm going to go as slow as I can for you guys. You're going to go over the top of the strap. You see this hole I just made? Back through it.
But only halfway through
Only
the hole.
halfway. I'm gonna
Halfway
grab
through the hole.
what I have wound up and I'm gonna start winding it towards myself. Does that make sense, Amanda?
Winding it towards yourself. And eventually what happens?
Starts to get tight.
It gets tight and then pushes in, it pulls itself in really tight to the ratchet part of the strap. And there we go. We've got two little doggy ears on our straps.
Port side, starboard side. Before you get on the road, it's also really important that you're supporting your engine. We use the My Wedge. Now there's other mechanisms, other systems, but this is what we like to use. So we're gonna put it on there and obviously you see some space. So we're going to
Yep, so Emily, why don't you just jump on the boat really quickly and show us what it does. Now some people will use like a 2x4 block of wood or something. We've done that. Oh, there we go. Don't need to get on the boat to do this.
Perfect.
Perfect, just like that, we are supported and ready to go on the engine. We have our tie down straps, and then we like to always walk around, make sure everything looks good. We are gonna take a minute to double check our winch strap and our chain. We wanna make sure our jack is up, our chains, our trailer, everything is good, and we need to double check our lights.
Then we'll come up here, make sure this is tight. Sometimes I'll give it one last little pull. That's definitely pretty tight. And make sure that the safety chain is nice and tight as well. And just do a quick look over. Make sure everything looks okay.
And one more thing you want to do, it's always good to double check your lights. So Emily is in the car just doing her blinkers, her hazards, whatever she's doing to make sure the lights are working and operating. I'm just going to give one quick note about ramp etiquette. Now this isn't a dedicated ramp etiquette video, it's just a quick brief one. So you can see we have two ramps at this ramp, one on the right, one on the left. You see where those yellow stairs are? Those are the ramps. And we have this space where the two sets of palm trees are between the ramps. Now guys, whatever you do, if you're at a ramp like this, keep this space open. You need people to have as much space as they can to drive their trucks around and make these turns to approach the ramp. The amount of times that random cars that have nothing to do with boating that will park right between those two palm trees and walk away from their car is insane. Like, it always happens. So then boaters don't have that space to make their turn and back their boat down the ramp. The same goes for this side on my left. Don't park underneath those trees. Don't park. Another place we've seen people park is literally right here, right where the camera is. This whole area people will park in front of, and that is the straight of way for the ramp. So if you're at a ramp and you're not directly launching your boat, you need to park in a parking spot. So whether that's one of these parking spots, if you don't have a trailer, park in a car parking spot, not a trailer parking spot. If you're loading your boat with ice and bait, do it in a parking spot. Just whatever you do, don't just park where people are driving to access the ramp. That includes this area, that includes way over here, that road, because people are gonna use that to turn around to access the ramp. Boaters are gonna need to use this area underneath the trees on my left. They're gonna need the space between the palm trees, all to make their turns to access the ramp.
Obviously, you guys need to be looking up your state laws and regulations. This is how we do it, so please do your own research. If you think we missed anything important, put it in the comments for us. But we hope you found this video helpful. We hope this gets you more confident with using the boat ramp. If you guys want to learn how to splash your boat and back your trailer down a ramp and get into the water, link will be in the description box. We hope you guys get out there, have fun, and stay safe.
All right, try not to wobble the whole boat when I do this. Back your boat down the trailer, splash your boat, get it in the water.
No. You said back your boat down the trailer.
And it is time for one of us. Now, if there's, hold on. What was that?
A fish busted. Oh! Oh! Let's see if it jumps again.
Even Kona sees it. All right, Kona, down.
Okay,
Can you, is it
I can
picking
still
up my,
see you.
Is it picking up my audio?
I don't, which one are you?
Hello, 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 hello.
Keep talking.
Hello, 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 hello,
Okay.
hello.
Yeah?
Hello, 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 hello.
I also want to note that everyone's, okay. Something else I want to add, this is for some people, it does not apply to us, but you guys can see the trim tabs right here.
My name's Amanda.
My name is Emily.
Welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins.
You just rolled with it.
I thought it was good. Do it
Oh,
with
really?
Just say my name's Emily.
Okay. Some people's trim tabs will sit on the trailer. Say hi to Kona Bear.
Hey, Cody.
So some people's trim tabs will sit on the trailer. And if they do, before you, okay, you need to talk to me and tell me what's going on. So.
Kona, stop. All right, Kona, down. That's it. All right, let's do trim tab.
The next thing I like to do is tie, well, what about the motor bike? She's a motor. It's really important that you check that your tie-down straps are rated for the amount of, make sure the right rating. How do I say that? Do a quick little check of everything if you guys want to learn about how to back your boat or splash your boat. Sorry. Before we get in the truck and drive away, do a quick check of everything. Sorry. You're very blurry and far away, so it could hear you, but.
That's okay.
Okay.
Just do whatever we need to do, get everything off the boat. And now we're gonna plug the boat.
Unplug the boat.
Oops.